Hello again, this is Asakar here with the sixth installment of my airship tours. This time, before we get started, I'm going to tell you that I play an online steampunk game called Guns of Icarus. It's an airship PvP game where we all pick a bunch of different crews and get on our airships and blast the heck out of each other. It's quite fun, and seeing as I build airships, I decided to build the Guns of Icarus ships with my own little spin on them. You'll see in my tours here that my versions are loosely based, basically just gas bag configurations and hull placement. So, without further ado, let us begin the tours. Okay, here we have the Pyramidion class. In the game, it is a fast attack ship, usually the vanguard ship in the formations, but mine, it's just a small little cargo ship. Let's see, let's go on the deck. We have the control, I don't know what you call it, the control center, the bridge, the wheel, whatever you want to call it. Then you got all the levers, the buttons, various moving parts due to the animations. And this one is very small, only meant for one person. Get the cabin pretty sparse, but then again there's not much space to go off of in here. And for cargo, we just have a bunch of trapdoors lining the deck with crates and chests in them. Yep, pretty simple in design altogether. There you get a better view of the Pyramidion class. Okay, now after the Pyramidion, let's go up here to the Squid. In Guns of Icarus, the Squid is it's another fast attack ship, or I should say a hit and run vessel. It's mainly used for you attack, you distract, you run away, while the bigger ships pound the heck out of whatever your target is. But I have seen a few captains who can pilot a Squid with deadly efficiency, and it's quite annoying, to say the least. Okay, here we are on the main deck. You'll notice the odd configuration for the controls and the gun. Now, my ships here, all the ones in this line, I'm calling it my Guns of Icarus line, the ones with more than one crew member, or in this case the Squid has two in the back here. Now the ones with more than one crew member have a gun or two on them, because when you're flying the ship you can't really man the guns. Just like the Pyramidion over there was no guns on it, because there was only one crew member. But, so you're going around the Squid, we have the I guess you want to call them pontoon style gas bags, kind of like a catamaran, designed to be very stable in flight and not rock or roll or anything else like that. Now you notice the Squid has 4 engines on it, because in game I think it is the fastest ship. I could be wrong, but it's the fastest and most maneuverable, and for my line this is a high-speed cargo carrier. So you go down here and you see the little bit of cargo in here. Of course, we have the toilet, the sink, table to eat at, prepare the food, and your bunks. All in all, very simple ship, real small, real compacted in there. Okay, then let's go forward again. Oh, forgot. This is the gun. Probably saw it earlier, but it's just a dispenser cannon. You can load arrows or fire charges or snowballs in it, or live TNT to drop bombs, but that probably wouldn't go over well because you drop it on your own ship. For this one, anyway. Okay, now we go forward and see the next ship. We're going to look at the Junker first. It's on our height level here. Now, in Guns of Icarus, Junker's got a lot of firepower. I don't like it. I haven't mastered the piloting ability of it, but it's pretty durable, all-around good ship. But in my line here, it's just another cargo hauler. This one is a little should say heavier built than the Squid. It's a little slower, but got the gas bag on top, the control fin. I'm just going to call this a bumper for now, but in the game it's more like a ram. Now the junker on mine, or my junker, has the gun on the front instead of at the odd side position as in my Squid. Go up here, it's another dispenser turret. You can load arrows or fire charges in it, or snowballs as well. Now we go up on the deck here. We have the port and starboard cargo nets. Just a couple crates in each, just for looks, for aesthetic purposes. Up here to the controls. Pretty standard control placement. Just right in the middle and the back. Your levers and buttons as usual. Go up the ladder to the engine gantry, I'm going to call it. That has got your port and starboard steering engines and your balloon, gas bag, whatever pressure device here. So you can raise or lower by taking gas out or putting more gas into the gas bag. Okay, and then we go down the ladder here. We get to the main engine, main forward propulsion. Just to get the ship moving a little faster than it would if it was just the two up top. Now, we go down the stairs here and below decks. Have the toilet again, and we go back here, have your little kitchen, your stove, water, faucet, table to eat at. Then we go back here to the bunks, where again this one has two bunks, so I put a gun on it. Okay, now we go down here to the Guns of Icarus unconventional airship, the Mobula. Go. The reason I say unconventional is because the balloon is on the bottom, and it's wider than it is long, so it's tend to act like a gigantic wind sail, catch a lot more wind than was good for it. So that's why I would imagine they added all of these airfoils all over it for stability's sake. Now the Mobula can carry the most cargo out of my line. See, we have the double cargo hold here. We have both below decks right here. Your cargo crane, one on port and one on the starboard side. Let's go below here, and it's again another dispenser turret, just arrows and fire charges. Go down the, I don't know what to call this, hallway, companionway, catwalk, whatever you want to call it. You see the cargo hold. Carry a lot more cargo than my other ones due to the increased volume of the gas bag. So, go back here, you see the engine. It's got an identical one on the opposite side of the ship. It's got two smaller engines to help with turning and one larger engine on top for the main thrust. Now the only way to get inside the ship is to go up on the main deck. There's no hallways between the cargo bay and the inside of the ship. So go in here. We have the controls, little protected area. Same as the other one. And go below decks. Not really below decks, but it's got a larger kitchen, larger common area, I should say, with a refrigeration unit this time. Got your sink, your stove, counter. It actually has counter space. Then we go down below decks. Here we have the bathroom, which I forgot a door on. Fix that. No, this isn't the toilet. This is the sink. Okay, this is the sink, and this is the toilet. Here's your bathroom. Okay, then we go forward. We have the crew quarters, so there's 4 crew members aboard this ship, plus the captain. I think this one carries the most crew out of my entire Guns of Icarus line. Now, in the game Guns of Icarus, the Mobula has 5 forward-facing cannons, which is very effective when you're holding a point, but not very effective otherwise unless you really know how to use it. But on mine it only has 2 cannons because it's such a wide area. If you get attacked by pirates, you want to be able to defend both sides of your ship instead of just one. But here we have the other identical cargo hold with matching crane. And you just go up here to get access to the engine for repairs or maintenance. And that's it for the Mobula. Now we can head on over to the other side of the Icarus here. And we will see my next ship from Guns of Icarus. Oh, and just a side note, I moved the air train down between the Icarus pontoons, I guess you could call them, or the twin hulls. I moved the air train down here to get a little more aesthetically pleasing as they're unloading cargo for the Icarus. Okay, and get over here to see the Goldfish. Back up, let it render here, and let's change it to day so you can get a better look at her. Ah, there she is. Goldfish with her majestic dorsal and ventral fins cutting the air. Anyway, I think this is the largest one I've built on my Guns of Icarus line. I think this is the closest to scale between my Minecraft ships and the actual online game. So, down on the deck, we have 2 identical dispenser cannons. Just load them with whatever you want. We have the cargo lift down into the hold here, which is filled to the brim with crates. Now let's go up on the upper deck. We have your, I'm just going to call it the pressure regulator for the gas bag up above. You go aft, we have the engine, or the engine access catwalk for repair and maintenance. Go forward through this little archway, little roofed thing. We have the controls, a little higher up than my other ships. You can see more from this one than any of my other controls. At least I think. You got the same levers, buttons. Then we go back down and all the way to the stern of the ship. Right around here, you'll see the control engines, steering engines, whichever I want to call them or you want to call them, just for steering the ship. See my Spire out in the back there. We'll get to that in a minute. Go through here and into the Goldfish lower hull. Got tool and weapon storage. Down the ladder, through the doorway, we have bunks. 4 crew members again. But no captain on this one, just the crew members. And lots of windows in the back. Lots of light. Light is good. Then we go forward, we have the kitchen area. Again, pretty well furnished. We have a sink, a couple counters, stove, and a refrigeration unit again. Got the dining table. And we go forward into the cargo hold. This one can hold quite a substantial amount of cargo as well. Okay, then we go up the ladder and back out onto the deck. Now let's fly back to my Spire. Oh, I forgot to say the Goldfish from Guns of Icarus is kind of like the bread and butter ship, the standard ship that everybody usually goes with. It's very well applicable if you know how to use it. You can do heavy attack, light defense, you can do a whole bunch of other stuff with the Goldfish. It's a very versatile ship in the game Guns of Icarus. Then we go to my Spire here. The Spire is my only other ship without cannons from Guns of Icarus due to the fact that it only has 1 crew member to pilot it. Now, the Spire in Guns of Icarus is another support ship like the Mobula. It would sit people usually sit with the Spire and snipe from a distance, or they get the heavy cannons, and it's pretty much used to defend points, and if you angle it right, you can get all 4 cannons on the Spire firing at the same target, and if you know, pretty much if you know what you're doing, they're a very deadly ship. So, down on the control deck here, have the same basic setup as my other ones. Got the control boards here. Go around, have your port and starboard steering engines, and the main engine all on the same deck. Now the port and starboard engines are a little harder to get to for maintenance. You just have to climb around on them very gingerly. But we go down the stairs, and we hit the cargo deck, where all the crates are stacked about. It's like an open-air cargo deck, so most of the crates should have their lids on them, except for a few. But we go down here, get a lot of rigging holding up the platforms. Get down here, see the living quarters. Actually more cramped than the Pyramidion, it seems, because we have your food preparation and sleep all in the same room, and it's a little tight back in here. But that's pretty much it for my Spire. Not much else to show you for this one. So then we will go up to the Galleon, which is the last of my Guns of Icarus builds. And I'm pretty proud of this one, I think. The size isn't quite right, but pretty proud of the way I got it to look. It looks like the Guns of Icarus Galleon. But for mine, I went something a little different. I went with the thought process of it's a steampunk airship, so they would, back when these ships were being built, they just strapped gas bags to whatever they could find that would float on the water. So I'm going to go with this Galleon. It's a very old ship, hence the old oak logs with a fantastic texture made by Glimar. And I did some metal patchwork on the hull from holes where gunshots had hit it or just it rotted out and needed fixing. But enough of talk. Let's get on the deck. Here to the prow. Just fairly... Actually, it looks pretty nice, but you look up here, see the rigging joining up to the main spar up top under the gas bags. But you go here, it's like they just lopped off the masts and clamped on the gas bag assembly to the masts, and that's what's holding the ship up. But we have your cargo crane here above the cargo bay. Go up here onto the main deck, and it's raining. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. Now, up on the main deck, we have a larger version of the pressure regulator. I haven't connected it to the balloon yet, but I'll get on that real quick. I'll connect that to the balloon. Need just a second here. Okay, and I'm back. Now it's connected to the balloons. We go up, follow the piping here. Let's see. Up, follow the piping, goes into the main balloon here. Goes from the main balloon to the forward balloon here, or to the middle little one. Then from the main balloon again to the forward balloon here. Which I forgot something. Let me fix that. There. Now they're all connected. Okay. So, then we go below decks here. Or not below decks, but we go into the interior of the ship. We have the dining area. The ship, I think, has 5 crew again, 4 crew plus the captain. You go here, got your little mini fridge on the countertop. Got your stove and your faucet here. Go in here. We have 4 crew, all bunked in here. And go to the captain's cabin. A little more stuff than any of the other ones do, but that's okay. He's the captain. He gets more stuff. He gets special privileges. Okay, that's the door, and now we go below decks, for real this time. We have bathrooms. Got 1 and 2 toilets. Go back here to the engine gantry. I'm just going to call it a gantry. But Get here, got the port and starboard steering engines plus the main thrust all in the same spot. Easy to maintain. Go forward again. You can see my nice old oak beams here supporting the deck like it was an ocean-going ship. We have a very ample cargo bay here. And that goes to the forward gun turret, which is a double dispenser turret, which you can load with whatever you'd like to load it with. I went with the with this block here. This is my nether brick to look like it was just hacked out of the hull of the ship and just kind of they grafted a turret onto it. And we go down here. We got all the control fins and everything for the ship. A lot of sails. Because this is a large ship, so it's got to have a lot of wind vanes to keep it going in the same direction. But that's it for my Guns of Icarus tour, so until next time, I bid you farewell.